Stop trying to be mysterious, bro. We in this era of nonchalant people and aura farmers. Let's just cut the bull crap, bro. Like, I feel like nowadays it's a lot of people still trying to be mysterious, trying to aura farm, and I don't even know where this craze came from. I don't know where this social hierarchy mysteriousness came from, where people have to be like too cool for this or too cool for that, or I can't do this or I can't do that. And I don't know if it's just me noticing it, but it's like been a steady shift over time of just like more nonchalant aura farming quietness, where like people are like very, how I say it, selective with their expression, and very like everything feels like a performance. I won't lie. Like a lot of things feel very performative nowadays. I don't know if it's just me noticing that, but I feel like so many people are just trying to be mysterious, bro. If you want to post that picture, go post that picture. If you want to make that video, go make that video. If you want to make that song, go make that song. If you want to draw that drawing, go draw that drawing. At the end of the day, bro, you only got one life. You only got one chance. So just do what you want to do and stop worrying about what everyone else is doing. But most importantly, we already knew that. But a lot of people still aren't going to do it. A lot of people just don't want to take that risk and really find themselves and what they truly love and just go all at it. You feel me? A lot of people are just scared, or I don't even know what, bro. But I feel like when I was in this stage of my life where I was trying to be mysterious, it's because I didn't know myself. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know who I wanted to be. I didn't know who I was becoming. So it was easier to just hide who I truly was because, I mean, I didn't know what else to do. You feel me? I didn't know what else to do. You feel me? I feel like a lot of us are just scared to be perceived by other people, but you have to just get out of that, bro. Nobody knows you like you know yourself. Even the person that you've probably known your whole life does not know you from the ass crack to your, you know what I'm trying to say, bro. So at the end of the day, bro, it's just like I feel like the same way about myself though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even the people closest to me really don't know like my deepest, darkest secrets. They don't know what really keeps me up at night. You know what I'm saying? They don't know that. And that's fine, bro. They don't need to know that. You know how there'll be them TikTok posts where it's like, bro, Batman couldn't beat this information out of me. That's how I be feeling about being mysterious. That's how it feels. It's like not to the extent where you're just giving out information about yourself that should definitely stay private. It should never be that serious. But definitely always consider, like, you know what I'm saying? If you got something good that you want to put out into the world, go put it out into the world, bro. Because I think for a long time I kept trying to keep being mysterious or trying to, like, keep myself kind of, in a box. But the second you realize that none of that really matters, you can kind of just exist freely and understand that nothing's gonna happen to you, bro. Just live how you want to live. Because if anyone has something to say, I mean, that means you're doing something right. That's what I've also had to learn. Like, if no one was talking about you, that means you're probably doing nothing worth talking about, right? But if you're doing something worth talking about, that's what people are gonna talk about it because they're not doing anything themselves. I've never been so invested in anyone else's life unless I was just doing nothing in my own. Now let me rephrase that, right? Because you can, like, for example, people watching me, right? You could be a supporter, you could be a fan of me, but always make sure that you're doing like stuff for yourself as well. Bro, like as a content creator, I watch so many other content creators. I definitely do, but I definitely always make time to make my own content. Like I don't just binge watch YouTube all day, but there's definitely pockets of my day where I'm watching a bunch of YouTube because I just grew up on that. I love YouTube. I love content. I don't know. I don't know. It just feels very like relatable. It feels like you get to share that experience with someone in a parasocial way. Yes, you get to kind of share that with them, with whatever they're doing, and I think that's kind of the point of YouTube. Is to kind of like share those experiences, but obviously always make sure that you're kind of relating it back to yourself and what you truly want to do and how you truly want to express yourself. I hope I'm making sense. So that's kind of what I had to realize with this, and that's why I made this second channel. That's why I have my main channel. That's why we about to go crazy this year. You feel me? And we just hit 5,000 on the tube on my main channel. So shout out to y'all. Really appreciate it. I don't really know who from the main channel is watching this video, but I really appreciate you nevertheless. If you are watching on that channel or this channel, both of them, I really appreciate it because y'all do not need to do that for me. And I really appreciate it because all that really happened, all that changed for me was I just stopped being mysterious and I allowed myself to just grow and go crazy because I wanted to be a YouTuber for so long. But this can go for anything, by the way. If you have a goal in life, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be impossible to achieve that goal without being seen. And so to some extent, you're going to have to stop being mysterious, bro. I remember a lot of people I feel like a lot of people will say like, oh, I want to get rich, but I don't want to be famous. Or they want to do this, but they don't want to like get a lot of attention on them. But realistically, no matter what you do in life, people are going to be watching. People are going to be looking, especially if it's something really good and like really impactful or something that may have a lot of long-term success behind it. And so as a person living this experience with the rest of y'all, bro, please stop being mysterious, bro. We know who you are already. You know what I'm saying? Or if we don't know who you are, let the world know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because even there be some people I know that be trying to like do the no profile picture, you know, just like aura farming with their like short username. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. It's just like unnecessary aura farming, bro. And that's like a penalty on the play. Like, you gotta just chill, bro. Like, we know who you are already, bro. But again, everyone's different. You could do whatever you want with your social media. You could do whatever you want. You could do whatever you want. Fuck. You could do. Oh my gosh. You could do whatever you want with your life, bro. But just embrace who you are, bro. Don't try and be aura farming and mysterious just because you can, bro. Because I feel like at a certain point it gets played out, and it takes a whole lot of energy to even do that. Because, like I said, when I was in my aura farming phase, that sounds so corny, but when I was in this phase of just trying to aura farm and trying to be mysterious, it got exhausting, bro. Because whole time behind the scenes, I'm like going ballistics, I'm going berserk, I'm crashing out in my room, all types of ish. But like, you know, on paper, I just look like this normal, you know, quiet, mysterious person, or whatever people may perceive me as. I don't really know. But what I will say is it definitely takes a toll on your mental health, because I think even with social media, people that post like maybe once or twice a month, they really only post like a big moment or their big highlight. And that'll be like the big highlight of their month. And in a way, it's like it's supposed to be self-validating, but then it becomes the validation of other people because you're picking and choosing what people get to see of you. Now, this does not mean, again, to post everything or post all your business online. The Batman analogy still applies. Think about it. If Batman couldn't beat it out of you, don't put it on the internet. You know what I'm saying? But if Batman couldn't beat it out you, if you would tell Batman without him having to put no hands on you, then just let the world know. Maybe not, again, not everything. And it's different for everybody depending on what you want to do with your life. For me, my digital footprint, I don't really care. I'm gonna do what I want. But for you, you might care more about your digital footprint. What I will say though is there's still an extent to how you can perceive yourself or exist, you know? Because like I said, bro, if you wanna like start a TikTok about books, go do that. You know, it could be anything, bro. Like just do what you want to do. And I think that's the most important part. It's really not something so specific like do this or do that or be this amount of loud or whatever the fuck. Just do what feels right in your heart and stop trying to be mysterious.